The man was surprised to find a beautiful woman standing across the desolate canyon. Despite being a kilometer apart, her perfect figure was still striking. He wanted to look a little longer, but it seemed she had noticed his presence. She immediately stopped what she was doing and turned to look in his direction. Her face was absolutely stunning, but the man's gaze instinctively shifted away. Someone had once told him that no matter what happened across the canyon, he should ignore it and not try to communicate. This was a watchtower built on the edge of the canyon, and the man was the new guard, Levi. But what was strange was that even though there wasn't a soul for miles, various weapons and equipment were stored right next to the watchtower. Every 600 meters there was an automatic dense artillery turret. Every 1,000 meters, there was a satellite receiver that connected to the outside world. Inside the canyon, every 10 meters, there was a giant floating landmine, which looked ornamental, but also seemed to be guarding something. The previous guard, Gota, had told him that the task was simple: check the equipment and refill the ammunition every day. As long as he made it through the year, the next guard would take over. Levi was confused. Before he came, his superiors had told him this was an important mission, and he had been drugged and airdropped into the canyon. But now, he didn't even know what the mission's objective was. Was it to keep people from entering the canyon?
No. You need to stop what's in the gorge from coming out.
Yet, Gota had mysteriously told him it was to prevent something inside the canyon from getting out, which left Levi even more puzzled. The next day after his term ended, Gota was informed by his superiors that he could go home. After trekking for dozens of kilometers, he reached a mountaintop, threw a smoke grenade and signaled for his teammates to pick him up. Soon, a rope was lowered, and Gota, attaching it to himself, quickly left. Meanwhile, Levi began his new day's work, patrolling the area and checking the equipment. It seemed to be exactly as the previous guard had said, a simple maintenance job, even more tedious than expected. After 30 days of work, Levi reported his progress to the military, which was the second voice he had heard since arriving at the canyon. Curious about the task, he couldn't help but ask a question, but the response was a quick hang-up. It seemed like they were deliberately hiding something. Bored, Levi recalled Gyota's warning not to try peeking at the watchtower across the canyon, but the more he was told not to, the more curious he became. Unable to resist, he grabbed his binoculars and looked across. There didn't appear to be much difference on the other side, except that the guard there was a beautiful woman, and it seemed she was just as curious about him as he was about her. What surprised him even more was that the woman reached out to contact him.